Hey, Adhithi.
Hey, Tom.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so
we're at
much.
All Things Open 2024.
Yeah.
You've made the trip from Kansas City, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. So let's start very informally. What are you passionate about? Something that gets you excited.
I'm Adhithi Ravichandran, and I'm passionate about technology in general and teaching.
Well, I kind of know that because I follow you on social media, and I've followed you for a good number of years, so I know you're very passionate about teaching and helping people, which is one of the reasons why you're here, right? Because I know you're presenting, you're delivering sessions, and they're very educational in nature, and they're going to help a lot of people.
I'm very thankful for that. Thank you.
Very cool. Well, let's move right into the questions. Tell us a little bit about you. Take a few minutes just to tell us like what you've done, how you got here, again, where you're working, etc.
So I am traveling from Kansas City right now with my kids and my husband. I'm a solo entrepreneur. Right now I have my own company called Surya Consulting. Right at the beginning of the pandemic, I decided to go do independent consulting. So I do a few different things. So for my customers, I specialize in modern front-end tech stack. So React, Next.js, that's kind of my specialization.
Right.
So I help them out with architecture needs, development needs sometimes, mentoring teams, providing workshops on this, creating education content. So just a diverse set of things, which is why it keeps me more, happy.
Sure. So I know you speak at conferences, obviously.
Yes.
You've also done some work on PluralSight, I think?
Yeah.
Good. How's that been?
It's been pretty good. It's been quite the journey. Right around the time when my daughter was born, I started auditioning for making education content. So at the beginning, I used to be a TA at KU, the University of Kansas. That's where I kind of discovered my passion for teaching.
Right.
And then I was doing like part-time lecturing and things like that. And then I realized that to reach a wider audience and not also to teach just, outdated syllabus and have more control, I decided to do like online teaching. And at that time, PluralSight was upcoming and popular, so I decided to audition for them, and now I have about a dozen courses there, and it's going good. I was able to reach quite a bit of people through that. Yeah.
Well, that's actually the reason I asked, because some of the viewers, people that will watch this, might recognize you from PluralSight.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
So what excites you about technology in general? What about tech do you really enjoy?
Right since when I was a kid, the fact that, I could code and do something on the screen kind of excited me. My first two jobs, like real jobs, were in healthcare. And the impact that I could do directly to people's lives, that's when I realized that this is something else. So I worked for a large healthcare corporation first, and then a smaller startup, which was also a healthcare app for things like stroke and sepsis and things like that. Although I have no healthcare background, I realized that code could actually have impact in people's lives. And of course, this is true to other sectors too, more so to healthcare. So I realized that with technology, we have power and power to impact people's lives.
That's interesting.
Which is a perspective I've been exposed to pretty early on.
It's very cool.
So I realized that, I'm going to be in here for a while.
Right. Yeah. So you're also an entrepreneur. You mentioned your consulting company. What about entrepreneurship do you really like?
A few things. At the beginning, the motivation was being a mom. I just needed flexibility. So at the beginning, the motivation was simply, what do I do to spend more time with my kid and have some flexibility? It started there, and of course, my kid has grown up, and I have another kid now. But overall, the fact that my decisions can impact me directly pretty quickly. So I see success fast and I see failures fast, so I can iterate through them on my own. So like I'm responsible to my own decisions.
Right.
So that really helps me. Of course, I have a long way to go. I haven't scaled. I'm a one person entrepreneur at the moment, but still I feel like if I have a customer I really cannot work with, I just say no.
Right.
And of course, if I like working on something, I spend more time on it, even if it's not lucrative.
Right.
So decisions that make, and I kind of iterate through these decisions. So it's like factors like happiness, money, and flexibility.
Yeah.
Just kind of iterate. I'm just kind of figuring it out still, but the fact that I have control over it is what I think motivates me for sure.
I think a lot of people in our community are in your shoes. They're, even if they haven't started their entrepreneurial journey, they are considering it. So I think this will be really, really helpful to them just to know, just to be able to meet someone or to hear from someone that has started that journey and has gone down that path and has some lessons to learn and best practices. So speaking of best practices, do you have any best practices for our community?
Hey, this is Todd with All Things Open. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. We've got a lot of new content coming we think you're going to be interested in. One final favor, be sure to go to allthingsopen.org to see everything that we do. Back to the video.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think first step is the fact that they're even coming to this conference shows that they're stepping out of the bubble. They're not just, at work, silo working and not, seeing the outside world. So that's a good first step because they're going to be able to meet people here, network with people. Going to conferences, going to meetups is a great way to meet people in person. Now that we're kind of over the pandemic stages and, we're back to meeting as a community. I would recommend, networking through social media is a big thing too, because then you reach people outside of just your city or your workplace. And just kind of being open to newer ideas would be a good thing. The first step is, of course, coming to this conference.
Well, I think there's no, all these years down the road, obviously I'm biased to in-person events. By definition, we're here. I think there's no substitute for in-person still. And, now that we're out of, hopefully, somewhat removed from COVID, that's becoming more possible for people. We see the increase in attendance here this year. So, and I think that's being reflected in events across the country and really around the world.
Absolutely.
So I do, again, all these years down the road, there's still no substitute for the in-person interaction.
I agree with you 100%. So I've been remote for the last 7 years with my work, and that is one aspect of my life that I do miss, going to work and meeting people, which is why we feel like, okay, there is a little bit of a vacuum, how many ever Twitter spaces you join or how many ever online webinars you attend. It's not the same as meeting in person like we are. And now that remote work is still there, now it opened opportunities for us to go to conferences or meetups and just kind of being out there as much as possible. Of course, with large families, it's harder, but we try our best, and I think that's good to go out once in a while and meet people.
Where can people find you? Where can people learn more about you, find you, maybe even contact you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm out on LinkedIn, LinkedIn/Adhithi, ADHITHI. I'm also out on Twitter at Adhithi Ravi, and they can also visit my website, adhithi-ravichandran.com.
Very nice. Well, it's great to have you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
It's always good to see you, and thanks for speaking at the event this year.
I really appreciate it and looking forward to it. Thank you, Tom.
All right, take care.
Thank you.